uninterested through all religions.
Yeah.
And it's saying that this is the most preserved holy book, which is so something that you need to appreciate, because Han Meditations. Hey guys, as you can see, I have all these journals. The link will be in the description. Hello guys, I'm Han Meditations and this is Kelly and we are Han. Kelly, don't talk. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. We saw your comments, guys, where you're like, hey, let Kelly talk, whatever. But Kelly, actually, like you guys know, that's actually how we do it. So Kelly doesn't mind it at all. And sometimes I even say, hey, Kelly, do you want to talk? And she's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the Han Meditation Show. I'm the co-host, so he's like the main host. And trust me, I
don't even view it like that. Though.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I talk all I want to talk. Don't worry about that, people. I'm a little more quiet if you haven't noticed by now. So we're all good here.
Yeah, and trust me, guys, it's all positive energy and positive vibrations. We're not. You know, we always laugh and have a fun time. We're never angry at each other. It's like, that's just how we do it. So I know there was some controversy on one of our videos about the intro. I never thought that would be a thing, but you know what I'm saying? So we just wanted to have some fun with you guys. So, all right, we got another interesting video with you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Hello, ChatGPT. I actually have a question for you. Which religious book has the most preserved holy book out of every religion? Which one is the most preserved?
The Quran is widely regarded as the most well-preserved holy book in terms of its text. Muslims believe that the Quran has remained unchanged since it was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad over 1,400 years ago. Historical and manuscript evidence supports this claim, as early copies of the Quran, such as the Sanaa manuscripts, are almost identical to the modern text. The Quran was written down shortly after its revelation and memorized by many early Muslims, which helped preserve its integrity. In comparison, other religious texts like the Bible have undergone various translations, redactions, and canonizations over centuries. While many scholars still see the Bible as largely preserved, there have been more variations and versions over time due to copying errors, translations, and revisions. The Torah and other religious texts also have long histories, but have experienced changes in transmission. So the Quran is considered the most consistently preserved in its original language, form, and content.
So how were Muslims able to preserve the Quran to that extent? It doesn't seem like it would even be possible. How were they able to preserve it that well?
The preservation of the Quran is often attributed to a combination of factors, including oral memorization, early written documentation, and a strong cultural emphasis on maintaining the integrity of the text. Here's how Muslims were able to preserve it so well. 1. Oral tradition, hifz. From the time the Quran was revealed, it was memorized by the Prophet Muhammad and his companions. Memorization was a key method of preserving knowledge in Arab culture, and many of Muhammad's followers, known as Hafiz, committed the entire Quran to memory. Even today, millions of Muslims around the world memorize the Quran, ensuring a direct oral transmission through generations. 2. Written compilation during Muhammad's life. While the Quran was primarily oral, parts of it were written down during the Prophet's lifetime on materials like parchment, palm leaves, and bones. Scribes would write down revelations as Muhammad received them, creating a partial written record alongside the oral tradition. This written version was carefully compiled from both the memories of the Hafiz and the materials recorded during Muhammad's life. 4. Standardization under Uthman. A few years later, during the reign of the third caliph, Uthman ibn Affan, a standardized version of the Quran was produced to prevent variations in recitations across the Muslim world. He sent copies of this standardized Quran to various regions and ordered that all other versions be destroyed. 5. Protection of the original language. The Quran has always been recited and taught in its original Arabic, unlike other religious texts that have undergone translations into different languages. This has helped maintain the exact words and meanings as they were revealed, without the risk of misinterpretation that can come with translation. 6. Continuous recitation and transmission. The recitation of the Quran in daily prayers, special occasions, and annual Ramadan recitations has kept the text actively in use and protected from neglect. Since Muslims believe that reciting the Quran in its original Arabic is an act of worship, this constant recitation has played a major role in its preservation. This combination of oral memorization, early written records, and the careful, consistent transmission of the text has helped ensure that the Quran has remained unchanged over the centuries.
Wow, thank you for such thorough answers you always give. Now, I was wondering if in the area where Muhammad was, if some of those stories in the Quran that are also in the Bible, such as Adam and Eve and stories of Jesus, I was wondering if these stories were already known in that area or if they were not at all.
Yes, many of the stories in the Quran, such as those of Adam and Eve, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and even Jesus, were already known in the Arabian Peninsula before the time of Muhammad. These stories were present through various channels because Arabia was home to Jewish and Christian communities, as well as people who practiced other forms of monotheism and polytheism. 1. Jewish and Christian communities. By the time Muhammad began receiving revelations, there were Jewish tribes and Christian communities in and around Arabia, particularly in places like Medina, Yemen, and the Levant. These groups would have been familiar with the stories of the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament, and the Christian Gospels, New Testament. These narratives were passed down through oral traditions and some written scriptures. 2. Trade and cultural exchange. Arabia was a crossroads for trade routes between Europe, Africa, and Asia. Traders and travelers brought stories, religious ideas, and cultural practices with them. So people in the Arabian Peninsula would have had exposure to Jewish and Christian teachings, even if indirectly. 3. Hanifs, pre-Islamic monotheists. There were also pre-Islamic monotheists in Arabia known as Hanifs, who believed in one God and rejected idol worship. They may have known some of the monotheistic stories from the Jewish and Christian traditions, though they weren't formally aligned with those religions. 4. Quranic perspective. While these stories were known in some form, the Quran presents them with its own interpretations and focuses. Muslims believe that the Quran offers the final and most accurate version of these stories, as revealed by God to Muhammad. For example, in the Quran, Jesus, Isa in Arabic, is a prophet and not the son of God, and certain details in the story of Adam and Eve differ slightly from the biblical version. So yes, the broader narratives were known in the area, but the Quran offered a fresh perspective and often corrected what it presented as distortions or misunderstandings in the earlier Jewish and Christian accounts.
Wow. So we asked ChatGPT straight up, like I said, through all religions, through all of them, which one has the most preserved holy book, taking all religions into account. It's not like I just said, hey, this is Islam the most or whatever. I said through all religions.
Yeah.
And it's saying that this is the most preserved holy book, which is something that you need to appreciate, because whenever you're reading the text of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, you're actually seeing it and reading it. And whenever you're reading the Bible, you're not reading the words of Jesus, peace be upon him. You're not. You're not reading his words. You're not reading. If you're, I could be mistaken, but if you're reading, a Hinduist text, you're not reading the words of, one of the Hindu gods. I mean, Krishna. Krishna or whoever. I
don't know. Maybe that's something we could also ask ChatGPT, because Krishna, isn't that the blue one? Are they thought to be a real being that was here? I mean, I assume yes, but just considering they were literally blue, I think that's kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, but kind of like a avatar almost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
At least an alien or something, I guess, right? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, It is astonishing because it's not like it's saying that Muslims believe this is the most, untampered holy text or whatever. Like, it really is across the board. Other religions can agree on that as well. So that is just an astonishing case, that it's like
widely accepted.
Exactly. And it's no one denies it, even if you have a different religion. Mm-hmm. So it's really beautiful in that sense to have something, to me, that really is holy, like something untampered and untouched by just when humans have bad intentions or anything. But it is so interesting that no direct quotes really. I mean, yeah, it said Jesus said this in the Bible at certain spots, but like
there's some good quotes. They're like, God forgive them for they do not know what they do, and all that. That's right there is like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. But you know what I mean? But that's like, it's not like it was written by Jesus though. Exactly. That's the difference.
Yeah, apparently the closest text is the Gospel of Thomas, which was direct quotes written by a apostle. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, they decided not to put that one in the Bible. So
yeah. Wow, that's an interesting video. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. And we're so excited. And sorry I had to trick you with the Kelly situation. I didn't even tell Kelly I was going to do that. Kelly's like, what the heck is going on? So, thank you guys for being here. Liking, subscribing, watching is enough. Thank you to the people who donate, guys. We appreciate you more than you'll ever know, because it takes a lot of effort to be here and to do these videos. So you guys are helping us keep this channel running. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video.